Joining us now is Florida's Democratic candidate for governor, the aforementioned former Congressman David Jolly. Mr. Jolly, I appreciate your being with us. Let's break this down for a second. How do you view your win? Is this now a race against Byron Donalds for you or against Donald Trump, do you think?
No, this is an affirmation that voters want change. Peter, I think we're in a 1974 post-Watergate moment where people are saying we need leaders to just focus on ending the corruption and improving our economy. We talk about the affordability crisis. What does it mean? Housing, health care, and education. Can you stay in your home? Do you know where to get health care? Is there a good school in your neighborhood? Listen, I understand Byron Donalds is running as fast as he can away from the president. I challenge him. Campaign with the president you've been alongside for the past 18 months. Bring him to Florida because it is the current economy that they don't have an answer for that has created this moment. As you mentioned, Florida had some deep red cycles in the past, but this cycle, voters are already showing us they want change. All of our special elections have swung by 15 and 20 points. Peter, if the general election were tonight, we would win. Florida's voters are ready to elect a Democratic governor. I'm not sure as Democrats we've won hearts and minds, but we're winning votes because they are desperate for new leadership in the state.
Well, let me ask you a little bit about this because Democrats have tried this before. They ran a former Republican, as you know well, Charlie Crist, for governor. That was 2022. Ron DeSantis ended up beating him by 19 points.
Yeah.
Why will your experience be different? What's different this go around?
Yeah, look, Peter, every cycle is different. Every candidate's different. That same cycle we ran Val Demings, and she lost by 16. Our CFO lost by 20 because Democrats weren't in touch with where voters were. Voters wanted to stay the course. That's okay. We disagreed with it. But voters each cycle performed differently. This cycle, voters are saying, please change the direction of this state. Look, I'm a former Republican, right? I think the economy should work, but it's got to work for everybody. I think the private sector should lead. I'm a capitalist. I reject socialism. But where the private sector can't solve certain issues in housing, healthcare, and education, clean air, clean water, we need government to fill the gap. That's what's made America strong for the past 100 years. The responsible social investments in people's economic mobility. And as an old school Republican, I think we should end the culture wars just because I think government should stay out of your life, stay out of your business, stay out of your doctor's office. And so understand, Republicans don't have an answer for that right now. So they're screaming radical. They're screaming all this divisive, ugly politics that are breaking us. We're seeing a resiliency right now. Voters are saying, Republicans, stop it. Just stop it.
Let me ask you if I can very quickly. There's been obviously been a big erosion, though, for Democrats in that state that was once the most purple of states, and now it's obviously tilted so heavily in favor of Republicans. Why?
No, it's purple now. It was red 2 years ago. Our congressional have swung by 15. The city of Miami just elected a Democratic mayor, first time in 30 years, by 19 points. Mar-a-Lago's elected a Democratic state representative. We are now purple. If the election were tonight, we would win. That's the overnight polling in the general election, which is why the White House is engaged, why Byron Donalds wakes up every day and screams, Jolly's a radical. I'm not even cool, much less a radical. He doesn't have answers for what voters are asking for. We do. Byron Donalds is in trouble. He's scared. And with cowardice, he's trying to divide the state, turn us against each other, tell us to hate each other. I'm saying, look, if we focus on housing, healthcare, education, we're going to improve people's lives and we're going to win the governorship.
Let me ask you if I can very quickly. You talked about how you reject socialism. Obviously, that's a brand that the Republicans are going to try to hang around the necks of all Democrats. And it may be, some worry, a bit easier for the Republicans to try to do this now that there is a Democratic socialist candidate whose name will be atop the ballot when voters go to the polls coming up in November with Angie Nixon's win. Here is what she told Morning Joe this morning about her primary. Listen. No sound. Sorry, we're not going to hear that sound right now. Last night, basically, you said you reject socialism. She has said that it's not about socialism, though it's about supporting all the people of her state right now. Let me ask you very simply, will you campaign with Angie Nixon?
Look, I'm going to sit with Angie. And Angie and I have been campaigning for a year in the same room. She's been everywhere. She's a fighter. She leaves it all on the field. She talks about improving people's lives with housing, healthcare, and education. Yeah, I reject the DSA fully, wholeheartedly. I reject the DSA and I reject socialism. Angie and I will have a conversation about where our politics align. But here's the most important thing. Byron Donalds likes to reject socialism in the Democratic Party. The most successful socialist in American politics is Donald Trump, who's taken a position, a financial position in Intel and NVIDIA in Nippon. And guess what? I have the courage to call out socialism on the left and call out socialism from Republicans. Byron Donalds is a coward who won't even call out socialism from his own president. Donald Trump is a socialist president in Byron Donalds' lens, and Byron Donalds still supports him. I'm happy to have this conversation. The cowardice, the hypocrisy. He is intellectually obtuse and he is vacuous when he talks about this. They're using terms like that to divide us and to scare us. And the truth is, enough people across the state of Florida believe in something better right now. We believe in each other. The promise that we are better than this, that we're going to work on people's economy, housing, healthcare, and education, let them live their lives and improve their futures for them and their kids.
Can I ask you quickly, Byron Donalds, one of the biggest takeaways was that he was shy of a majority of Republicans right now. We talk a lot about Democratic divisions. Even the Republican primary there showed Republicans have some of their own challenges within the system as well here. He underperformed, particularly in largely white rural parts of the state. Why do you think that is?
More Republicans voted against Byron Donalds than voted for him because, honestly, Byron Donalds is out of touch with even where Republicans are. Look, Peter, you've covered this a long time. It's the 6th year of a presidency. People are fatigued by the direction of this president and his allies like Byron Donalds. They had a chance to listen to the economic concerns of the last 2 years. They haven't. They're building gilded ballrooms. They're handing out all their favors to their rich corporate friends. Look, I want the economy to grow for everybody. Economic growth is good, but they're ignoring the people who are struggling right now with the basic cost of housing, health care, and where to send their kids to school. Byron Donalds is losing because even Republicans know that he would be bad for the state.
David Jolly, Republicans and Democrats in that state, they like fighters, and it's clear that you got some fight in you as we look ahead to this fall election. We appreciate your time. Thanks for speaking to us.
Appreciate it. Thank you.